On the area of complex shapes, and this is when there is a couple of different rectangles that are combined together to make one shape, and you have to break these up to find the area. It is not one completely connected rectangle. So it says find the perimeter and the area of each shape below. Well, let's find the perimeter first because that'll give us all of our missing dimensions. You have to look at it. You have to say, okay, this whole side is 3. This part is 1. So 3 minus 1 would give me 2 for this side. And if this whole side is 3 and this is 1, that would give me 2 for this side. And then I would just add those up to find the perimeter. Perimeter would equal 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3. And that's 2, 4, 6, 12. Perimeter equals 12 centimeters. Make sure you remember the units. And now to find the area, I can do this a couple of different ways. I can either treat this like it's a big rectangle with a part pulled out, and I would find the area of the big rectangle, the area of the part pulled out, and subtract those. Or I could turn this into smaller rectangles. So the first thing I'm going to do is do it as a big shape and pull out. So pull it out. So what I would do is pretend that this was one big shape. And so this would be 3 times 3 would be the area of this shape. Well, this part isn't included in there. And we said this was 2 centimeters. So I have to take out the area of this part. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 2. So that's 7 centimeters squared. That is the area. It's not 9 because this part's taken out. That's one way. That's one way. The second way, and some people prefer one way, some people prefer another way. The second way, is to make this into a square and a rectangle. So the area of this square is 1 times 1, 1. And the area of this rectangle is 3 times 2. Remember I said the side was 2 centimeters? 3 times 2, which is 6 centimeters. Now I have the area of this square and the area of this rectangle, and I combine them. I find the total. So 1 plus 6 equals 7, and that's centimeters squared. So you pick the way that you like to do it best and what you're most comfortable with. But I'm going to show you both ways. So this one, let's break it into 2 different rectangles. So I've got this one, 1 times 5, which is 5. And this one is not 6 times 2. This part is cut off. So it's 5 times 2. So that's 10. So 10 plus 5 is 15 miles squared. Now, let's see what it would look like if I did the big rectangle and subtract it out. So, the big one would be 6 times 5. That's a lot. So 6 times 5, which is 30. And then subtract out this one, which this part's 2, this part's 5, so that makes this 3. And this time is 5. So 3 times 5 is 15 minus 15, and that gives me 15 miles squared. So same answer, 2 different ways. You can pick the way you like best, what makes sense to you. Maybe you like doing two smaller rectangles and adding them together. Maybe you like the big picture and then pulling out. It's up to you. And we didn't find the perimeter of this. but this was 6 and 5 and 1, and this side would be 3, and this side would be 5. So 7, 13, 13, 18, 19, 22. 22 miles is the perimeter. So a wall has 3 square windows. Each has a side length of 3. Let's see. I think that's feet. If the wall measures 15 feet long and 8 feet high, how many square feet will the paint cover? Let's move this over so that you can see it. Okay. So again, we're looking at what is the area of the orange part. That's where the paint's going to go. So to find that, I find the area of the whole thing and then take out these white parts. And this says that the wall measures 15 feet long, so that's 15 feet here. And these are 3 feet each, and it's 8 feet high. So the area of the wall is 15 times 8. Then the area of each window is side squared. This is area equals length times width. And area side squared, area equals 3 times 3. So, and then you're going to do this 3 times. So find the area of this, find the area of this, multiply this by 3, and take it from the area, and that'll give you the square foot for the wall. So do this problem and then check back for the answer. Okay, so you should have gotten that 15 times 8 is 120. And the area of one window is 9 feet squared. So the area of 3 windows is 27 feet squared. The difference between 120 and 27, because you're not going to paint over the windows, is 93 feet squared. So this homework check is a little different. You're not going to have a multiple choice, but you're going to draw this picture and you're going to find the area and find the perimeter. It describes the rectangle, it describes the triangle, and you have all the information that you need to find the area of this figure. And then make sure and add up all the sides to get the perimeter.